welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about books you should read if you like this movie, or movies you should watch if you like this book. So I cannot wait to dive in. It is going to be Halloween edition just because Halloween is tomorrow. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, without further ado, let's get going. If you have watched The Exorcist, you should read My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. This book focuses on a possession as well as an exorcism, similar to The Exorcist itself. So there are a lot of similar elements here. So if you really enjoyed that movie, you would like this book. There is a bit more humor in this book than there is in The Exorcist. The Exorcist is kind of serious. This book is a little more humorous, but there are some serious moments, and it is still downright creepy, even with all that humor in it. So if you are looking for a creepy possession book or movie, check out either one of those. The next book/movie I'm recommending is The Village. And if you like The Village, then you would like Small Favors by Erin A. Craig. Just like The Village, it focuses in a town, like pre-technology. And there are monsters in the woods, and these people are trapped in this small town, and they have very strict rules. So there are a lot of similar elements in it, just like The Village. Like, people start dying, and all sorts of weird things start happening, just like in The Village. So the whole time I had Village vibes, and I really loved the Village movie, so this book was just a treat to devour. It is a little chunky, but it's totally worth it. I really loved this book. I was so hooked by it. The next movie/book I'm recommending is The Silence of the Lambs, and with that movie comes None Shall Sleep. This is like a young adult version, but it's still really nitty and gritty and downright amazing. I loved this book. So it focuses on two teenagers who, one had been captured by a serial killer and survived. The other one is the son of a serial killer. And so these two teenagers are recruited by the FBI, and they are trying to find another serial killer, kind of like Hannibal Lecter, that is on, or not Hannibal Lecter, but Buffalo Bill, that is kind of on the loose right now. They have to consult with somebody similar like Hannibal Lecter and try to get some information. So it's super good, super creepy, and I just absolutely love this book. The sequel is coming out next year, and I'm so excited for it, so cannot wait. But this book held my attention the whole time. It doesn't feel like kiddish. It feels more mature, so it's like a more mature YA, so even if you don't really like young adult too much, you still may like this book. And I mean, The Silence of the Lambs is just a masterpiece, so this book is as well. The next book/TV show I'm going to recommend is The Haunting of Hill House, and the book that goes along with it is Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. This has a whole bunch of elements that Just Like Home has, and I was torn between picking this book and Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, because both really have those Haunting of Hill House vibes. But I chose this book just because it is a more recent read, and I have some Sager on this list already, so I thought I'd add some variety to it. But this book is about a girl coming back home where her father was a serial killer, and so the house is haunted. But I really liked how this book took the haunted house and kind of put a really cool spin on it. So that was really unique in my eyes. And The Haunting of Hill House was kind of like a unique show. I really loved in that show the ghost in the background. Like, every episode I'd be pausing, looking to see where the ghosts are. And I think my brain would start creating Ghost itself. But anyway, that TV show was just a masterpiece. I didn't like Haunting of Bly Manor as much as I liked Hill House. I don't know. Hill House is just like on another level for me. If you love that show, this book is really good, and you'd probably like it too. So the next book/movie I'm recommending is The Omen, and the book to go along with it is Baby Teeth by Zoya Stage. So this book focuses on a evil child who torments her mother. And so it's very, very similar, because like in Omen, the little kid, even though he is like, you know, the Antichrist or whatever, he does torment the family. And so while there's no Antichrist element in this, they just gave me very similar vibes with the evil child aspect of it. This child wants to kill her mother because she wants her daddy all to herself. So another comparison would kind of be Orphan, except if you've seen Orphan, you know certain things are not as they seem. Omen is a great comparison to this book, and I mean, this book is pretty creepy. The child gave me sketchy vibes. So check this book out and watch Omen if you haven't. The next movie slash book you should read slash watch is The Hitcher, which is a movie about a man who is driving and he picks up a hitchhiker who winds up being a serial killer and pursues him the entire movie, killing everyone around him. Gosh, that movie was tense. And that truck scene, whew, that stays with me. But the book I compare it to is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. This book is about a woman who gets in a car with a possible serial killer and they go on a ride. She's trying to get back to her house. It's like the late 80s, early 90s, and so you don't have cell phones back then, anything like that. So it takes place around the same time as The Hitcher a bit, and so yeah, this book's tense, just as like the movie was. This book's very tense. You don't know, nobody's who they seem to be, and yeah, it's just everything's deceiving in this book. So just like the movie, like the guy seemed normal at first and then he just started killing people, and he pursues our protagonist the entire movie, making the police think that he is the serial killer instead. So whew, that's a movie. The next book slash movie is the movie is Sinister, which is a very, very scary movie. Scarred me the first time I watched it. If you haven't seen that movie, it is about a man who moves his family into a house where people were murdered and weird things start happening. And I don't want to give too much away. You have to watch that movie if you have not. It is the perfect Halloween movie. But the book I like to associate with it is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. And so this book, while it's not exactly like the same plot line as Sinister, it really gave me Sinister vibes, just with all the multimedia and the way you have like a journalist kind of trying to be a detective a bit. And there are just some genuinely creepy moments in this, and Sinister was just full of creepy moments. So this book really just, some aspects I was like, oh my gosh, this is Sinister. And so if you read this book and you loved it, seriously, watch Sinister, and vice versa. I mean, there's a whole lot more I can compare this to than just Sinister, but Sinister is the one that was right in my mind the whole entire time. So great book, great movie. The next movie slash book is Rosemary's Baby, which Rosemary's Baby is about a elite hotel that it's really hard to get into. And then there's a whole cult involved and a devil baby. So I don't want to give too much away, but surely you've watched the movie. I had never watched Rosemary's Baby before reading this book. And then I watched Rosemary's Baby and I was like, oh my gosh, this is Lock Every Door. So Lock Every Door by Riley Sager is the book that I'm recommending to go with Rosemary's Baby. This book focuses on an elite apartment complex called the Bartholomew that the richest of the rich can get into. And we have our main character who is broke and she really needs some money. Her boyfriend cheated on her and she got fired from her job on the same day. So she needs something or else she doesn't know what she's gonna do. And so she finds an awesome ad in the paper, which is for a apartment sitting job at the Bartholomew, and she literally gets paid like $4,000 cash every month to go stay at the apartment complex, a certain apartment. But weird things start happening when she's there. So very, very similar to Rosemary's Baby. It takes a different turn, but I just love this book. So seriously, read this book and watch the movie and you're gonna get so many similar vibes. The last TV show slash book comparison slash read slash watch this is Stranger Things on Netflix, and you know you'll love Stranger Things. If you haven't watched Stranger Things, are you under a rock? But Stranger Things, and then the book to go along with that is The Institute by Stephen King. Stranger Things focuses on a kid with powers and a group of friends, and then this book focuses on an institute that kidnaps these kids with powers and forces them to do things, you know, kind of like 11. And so this book is just fantastic. You get to see, it's like focused all around these kids. So you get to see these kid protagonists trying to break out of this evil institute. And It is just great. So seriously, watch Stranger Things, read this book. You'll get similar vibes. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you have found some new books / movies, TV shows to go and watch this Halloween. And as always, if you like this video, like and subscribe. And until next time, my friends.